they make the legislation pro-tenant in terms of a retail lease. So we want to get away from retail leases as much as possible. But if you're buying a retail property, you can't avoid them. So just as long as you know your rights underneath them and what your net rent is, you're fine, right? And actually, a lot of retail tenants are quite good. What makes a retail tenant? Firstly, they have to be mum and dad tenants. So a Coles is not a retail tenant, even though a supermarket is technically retail. You might find that a vet operating under in a shop front, if they're a large enough vet like a Green Cross, is not a tenant like that. But something like Celebrations Liquor is covered by the retail list because they're not an ASX listed, so they're not on the stock exchange, and they're owned by a co-op. So that's a big difference in how your tenants own, the ownership of your tenant. What happens typically with retail leases is that it's one lump sum. So the tenant just pays one lump sum and you take everything out of it and you still come to the net rent versus a tenant that pays a base plus outgoings and plus GST. And that therefore you just pay one lump sum, it covers everything, you pay a higher rent and it just solves it. So that's how the legislation treats you. If you are a commercial lease, they expect you're a doctor, dentist, lawyer, accountant. They expect you're a sophisticated tenant that understands what they're doing, can read leases, and understand that what their obligations are under the lease. That means that you and them transact on a commercial basis, even playing ground. You can offer any terms, they can accept any terms, leave it to you to contract. Once the contract's in place called a lease, you can operate under that.